guys, today I just want to introduce you to the newest therapy and the newest technique we have in the office, and that is a laser, okay? So this guy right here, this is a class 4 laser. So what that means is that it's the highest level power of a laser out there. For years and years, we've been seeing a lot of class 1, 2, and 3s. They're a little bit weaker. Also, those are called cold lasers, which means that there is no heat whatsoever. A class 4 laser actually produces heat. So what you're gonna feel like when this bad boy is working on you, it's gonna feel like you are on the beach in the middle of July in nice Florida beach, right? So you're gonna feel like some nice warm sunshine when we are working on you on the on the class 4 laser, okay? So what does it do? It's really, really useful and effective for acute injuries. So it's going to kill inflammation, it's going to kill pain, so reduce inflammation, reduce pain, it's going to increase blood flow to the area and increase ATP production, and I'm going to get into each one of these, don't worry, individually, and increase the release of oxygen in the tissue, okay? So most of the time, whenever we have an injured tissue, we want blood flow. We want to get lots of oxygen, we want to get lots of blood to injured tissue, and that is how we speed up the healing process, okay? That's what this does right here. It increases vasodilation, which means that we increase the area of blood vessels, which allows more blood to flow to the area, and then one of the specific wavelengths actually triggers the heme group of the blood to release oxygen into that area so we get even more oxygen saturation to our targeted areas. So if you're hurting in one spot really bad, we want to drive lots of blood, we want to drive lots of oxygen to this tissue so that we can actually speed up the healing process and get better faster, all right? Kills inflammation, which is what we love it to do, especially for an acute injury. And then of course it kills pain, all right? Love that as well, right? Lastly, it increases what I said, ATP production. So ATP is actually the building block of your entire body in terms of energy production, okay? So everything that your body does requires something called ATP, and this right here will actually increase production of it. So you'll have more of a reserve to draw on while you're going through the healing process and when you're trying to get better, right? So that's what a class 4 laser actually does. What is it most effective in treating? All right, so I kind of alluded to this already. It's really, really effective for an acute trauma, okay? So think about your sprains, strains, right? If you have a car accident, it's super awesome. If you have a trip or a fall, super awesome, right? So any kind of acute macro trauma where there is actually injured tissue, it's really, really good for, okay? Does it work for longer chronic problems and repetitive stress injuries? Yes, it does. It just takes a little bit longer. So typically with a acute traumatic inflammatory injury, we might use it maybe about 6 times, all right? That's because one of the main reasons why you're in pain is that damaged tissue and the inflammation. That is going to attack this is going to attack that inflammation really well and get it to kind of calm down, all right? If you're having a chronic problem or repetitive stress injury, it's mostly because things are not moving very well. There's that lack of blood flow to the area, lack of the oxygen. And as I said, this also increases blood flow and increases oxygen saturation in our injured area. It's just going to take a little bit longer. So if an acute trauma takes about 6 trials or 6 visits with this guy, a chronic problem may take a little bit closer to 12, all right? But we're getting really, really good results with it so far. We've been using it for about a month, all right? Again, this is a class 4 laser. It's really, really useful for acute trauma, inflammatory type problems, but we can definitely use it for repetitive stress injury as well. Kills pain, kills inflammation, speeds up the healing process, brings more blood to the area, more ATP and more oxygen, all right? If you have any questions, send them my way. Always remember to live with passion, not pain.